Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. After a decade away from the company, Carlito finally made his long-awaited WWE return in last month's Royal Rumble match. 10 years to come back in, and he chooses the one time when he's not allowed to spit apples in the faces of people who don't want to be cool. That's like his whole gimmick. Carlito received praise for coming back in incredible shape, and many fans of the late noughties era of WWE were excited this could mean he'd be back longer term. Just like how MVP returned in the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble match for a them few week nostalgia pop, but he impressed everyone backstage so much. He was signed as a producer and on-screen talent, and is now doing some of the best work of his career managing the Hurt Business. In fact, it was actually MVP who lobbied WWE management to bring Carlito in for a similar 3-week trial. Carlito was used on the very next night of Raw, where he tagged with Jeff Hardy against Elias and Jackson Ryker, although he was barely given anything to do in the match and didn't even get the winning pin. And he hasn't been seen on WWE TV in the 2 weeks since. In an interview with Joe What a Day Lowry, Carlito revealed this year's Rumble match was actually the first time WWE had invited him back to wrestle, despite rumours every year since about 2014 that he would be a surprise entrant. And crucially, when asked about what's next for him in WWE or AEW, he replied, "Right now, I'm on my own. I'm just open to whatever comes my way. Whatever great idea is out there, I'm willing to listen and see if I fit in there somehow," hinting his 3-week trial with WWE hasn't amounted to anything and he's back to being a free agent. Are you disappointed WWE isn't bringing back Carlito full time? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'll be replying to people from out of Carlito's massive hair. But Carlito isn't the only wrestler WWE is seemingly done with. In early 2020, Raw was being built around a group of new stars that included Andrade, Humberto Carrillo, Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, Cedric Alexander, and Drew McIntyre. This was because they were the latest class of Paul Heyman guys, who had been made Raw's executive director in June 2019. Heyman was fired from that position just a year in though, and while Drew and Cedric have gone on to great success, the others have mostly disappeared. But now Heyman is on SmackDown as Roman Reigns' counsel. It was asked on Wrestling Observer Radio whether he could use his backstage influence to help these guys out. And the answer is no. No, he can't. In fact, let me get the exact quote here. What was it? Yeah, I've just written it down here. Oh yeah, they're all Dave Meltzer revealed Heyman doesn't have that kind of power right now in WWE. And even if he did, Vince does not see anything in Aleister Black or Andrade. When Heyman lost his position, I said the guys that are the only one who ended up not being completely was Shayna, because I guess they liked the idea of Shayna and Nia Jax, so she got brought back. Pretty much everybody else, they are with Bo Dallas in catering. That's right, Bo Dallas is still contracted by WWE. He hasn't been seen since November 2019, but we finally have an update after this quick message from me in happier times when I was your Jam That Champion and there were haircuts still available. Before we get on with the rest of the episode, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to this video's sponsor, Ridge. The Ridge have redefined the wallet, creating a minimalist card holder for up to 12 cards with additional room for all your money, in a compact design to easily fit in your front pocket. Because you can't wear pajamas forever, and you should really shower now too. It's been 6 weeks, me. Ridge wallets are available in 30 different colors and styles, including burnt titanium, title of your backyard tag team, and has RFID blocking technology to protect your cards from digital pickpockets. And with over 40,000 5-star reviews, a 45-day trial period, and a lifetime warranty, this could be the last wallet you ever have to buy. So replace your old wallet full of useless clutter like outdated wrestling stickers and my loyalty card for your mum, she's gone digital now, with the Ridge wallet, where if you go to our link ridge.com/WrestleTalk and use the code WrestleTalk, you'll get 10% off and free worldwide shipping and returns. Ridge first sponsored us all the way back in 2019, where they sent us a bunch of wallets to try out, and we've switched over completely since. It's a small change that makes a lot of difference. I didn't realize how big my wallet was in my pocket with my phone until I switched to this little design here. It's so beautifully minimalist. Mwah! So please support WrestleTalk and at least check out the Ridge wallets by using our link ridge.com/WrestleTalk below. And if you like what you see, use the code WrestleTalk for 10% off. Support WrestleTalk. Support your money. Bo Dallas's last appearance on a WWE house show was in November 2019, almost a year and a half ago. But despite not being used for touring or TV, his name wasn't part of the mass talent releases WWE cut last April, which included his longtime Miz Taraj and B-Team tag partner, Curtis Axel. Meltzer is now reporting it's a big mystery why he's still with the company. You know how they say creative has nothing for him? In this case, that's actually true. Perhaps they're saving him for the often pitched team-up with his real-life brother Bray Wyatt down the line. WWE very much do have something, however, for Damian Priest, who made his main roster debut in the Men's Royal Rumble match last month, and has been featured prominently on TV alongside Bad Bunny since. Bunny's mainstream popularity has caused many of his YouTube clips with Priest to be the most watched Raw videos of the week, and the two are reportedly planned to tag together against Miz and Morrison at WrestleMania. Could this be an NXT call-up Vince McMahon actually is high on? Fightful Select has reported Priest is extremely well liked backstage and has made a positive impression over the last 2 weeks. He was given a lot to do over his Rumble spot and Raw debut the next night, and he did everything they could have expected from him after being thrown into the deep end. Sean shared this story on Twitter, confirming, "I am reporting that many important people in WWE are fans of DP. And why wouldn't you be? I love Drowning Pool. Let the bodies hit the floor." I used to wake up every Saturday morning and hear DP going on downstairs, and I'd be so excited for the SmackDown. Go subscribe to Fightful Select. And if you thought DP was more than enough, then stuff my hole, because WWE have reportedly signed a bunch of new stars. Fightful Select is reporting that WWE have signed standout independent wrestlers Christian Casanova, a 7-year pro they've been tracking for a while, who's worked for Beyond and Evolve, and Blake Christian, who has recently appeared in Impact's Super X Cup and New Japan's Strong tapings. They joined former Impact stars Eli Drake, who made his NXT debut as LA Knight on Sunday's Vengeance Day TakeOver, and Taya Valkyrie and Harlem Bravado, as reported by PW Insider. Bronson Recksteiner and Parker Boudreaux also appear to have been signed. Fightful notes that WWE have resumed signing talent again after holding off during the pandemic, which this recent spree definitely proves. And it also includes one of my favourite British wrestlers, Millie McKenzie. TalkSport's Alex McCarthy, who you can watch every day on our Wrestling Daily channel, is reporting McKenzie has signed with NXT UK, that the promotion has high hopes for her, planning to put her at the top of the card in NXT UK, along with fellow recent arrival Miko Satomura. If you're not familiar with McKenzie's work, you can check her out on Progress's Chapter 104 against Mercedes Blaze, who's also great, on the WWE Network this Saturday. Her longtime intergender tag partner on the Indies, Pete Dunne, congratulated her on the news by tweeting vomit emoji. But we're all still waiting on Vince to sign off on that biggest talent deal, AEW to WWE. Following Cody Rhodes telling the New York Post that AEW is definitely open to working with WWE if the deal is right, AEW president Tony Khan has effectively called out Vince McMahon to the Wrestling Fetish podcast. They are more than welcome. As I've said before, the forbidden door is open anytime. Just come and knock. If they were to knock on the door, I would certainly be willing to let them in. The hosts then discussed what that invasion could look like and brought up DX's invasion at WCW Nitro in the 90s, which Khan reiterated, "Come in, please. I would love that. Come to Jacksonville. I'm begging you." As promised, Khan really has changed the wrestling industry over the last few months, forging working relationships and talent exchanges with Impact Wrestling and New Japan, in addition to pre-existing partnerships with AAA and the NWA. And that spirit has seemingly spread beyond promotions just turning up on AEW, as New Japan's Juice Robinson and David Finlay showed up on last night's episode of Impact, confirming the two sides are now explicitly working together after New Japan reportedly banned the idea for a decade after Vince Russo booked Okada, one of the best wrestlers of all time, to be a comedy Japanese stereotype Akato in the then TNA. FinJuice called out the Good Brothers during their Impact appearance and beat Reno Scum in a match. Interestingly, Dave Meltzer is reporting that New Japan actually turned down a deal to be on the same Access TV channel as Impact Wrestling, preferring their non-exclusive deal with Roku, which they hope will be able to leverage them a better TV deal in the future. The Bullet Club's Tama Tonga wasn't to be left out of the interpromotional feuding, though, calling AEW a mid-card company on his Twitch channel. And what about AEW's Sammy Guevara, who reportedly has backstage heat on him in the company for turning down an idea about him showing up in Impact Wrestling? Well, it warms him.
It's so cold.
Okay, well, why would you do that? You're gonna get sick, and then I'm gonna get sick, and I'm gonna be pissed off.
Pam, don't you read the internet?
No.
It said I have lots of heat, so I thought I didn't need a jacket, but I'm still so cold.
Meanwhile, in Japan, I watched the first round of AEW's Women's Eliminator Tournament. Here are my thoughts. Maki Ito is my everything. I thought she was going to be the most charismatic on the show. I saw her in Eve last year and she was amazing, but I wasn't prepared for Ryo Mizunami to be even better. Her facials and strong style somehow meshed great with Maki's comedy spots, and Mizunami advanced. It set up a meaty clash against Aja Kong in the semis, who beat Rin Kadokura. Yuka Sakazaki will face Emi Sakura in the other semi-final, both names who have wrestled in AEW before, who went over Misurga and Veni in the first round. While it was fun to see the Joshi talent, the production was incredibly poor, and explains why these matches were kept at AEW's YouTube channel rather than Dynamite on TNT. But even then, it makes AEW's YouTube channel look rinky-dink. I didn't mind it, I'm used to watching indie matches like that, but anecdotally from the person I watched it with, such low production values really do put off potential new fans. Today's Quizzlemania sees Andy Datson defending his trophy against Luke Owen, Denise Salcedo, and former WWE star Melina. She's an official legend. She was on Raw last month. It's all to raise money for Childline as part of the NSPCC and WWE's Call Out Bullying campaign, which will also feature a special Jam That Jam message from two NXT UK stars. Click the video on the right to watch it now and subscribe to Parts Unknown for all our wrestling lists and video essays. And want to know what Cody Rhodes said about AEW and WWE working together? Click the video below that to find out. I've been Mr. Davis. Jam that jam.